everybody, it's Dana Brigman from the Canine Coach and my trusty little friend here, Poppy Blue. We're going to talk a little bit today about muzzles and muzzle conditioning your dog if they have any sort of aggressive behaviors, whether that's dog aggression or human aggression, or even just some anxiety that presents like an aggressive behavior when you take them to the vet. So for many dogs, we do need to get them conditioned to wear a muzzle. I'll send you some links to a great website called the Muzzle Up Project. And I'll also share with you some other videos of different people showing you how to do some muzzle conditioning work. No ma'am. We're going to talk a little bit about how to do that and the fit and the different kinds of muzzles as we go through the video today. And we're also going to be asking our future clients to do this muzzle conditioning work before they bring the dog to us. So that's why this video becomes really important. And the reason I'm going to be asking that is a lot of times when you put a muzzle on a dog, it can take several days, maybe even up to a week or two, to actually get them conditioned to wear the muzzle in such a way that they're not inhibited by it or their personality feels a little defeated by it. And we want, when they get here to us, that we can get working right away on the training and not have to worry so much about the muzzle conditioning aspect and that safety protocol that goes with it. So the first muzzle I'll show you today is the little wrap muzzles. It's a nylon mesh. They come in all different sizes. It fits, and this one obviously is too small for Poppy, fits over the nose and clips behind their head. Don't use these for everyday use. They are short-term temporary use for a vet visit, for example, an emergency where the dog may be injured or otherwise impaired in some way, and you just need to prevent him from snapping or biting somebody for a very short term. With this kind of muzzle, they cannot open their mouth, they can't pant, they can't take treats, they can't drink water. And so again, it's short-term use only. I saw a dog once that was overheating wearing one of these in the hot summer at a dog expo. And I mentioned to the people that it was the wrong kind of muzzle. They got kind of ugly about the whole thing, but that dog was actually in the process of overheating because he couldn't pant in the summer heat. So temporary use only for the nylon muzzle wraps. There are two other kinds that we recommend. One is the Baskerville or basket muzzle. I've seen them where the little grids are much tighter as well. This is a Baskerville. You can find them made of plastic. You can find them made of metal. They do look a little bit like Hannibal Lecter, but that's okay. I don't want you to be embarrassed or inhibited if your dog needs this to exist safely in the world and to go through the rehab training that's necessary to help them be safe around other people and other dogs. Use it. But we always recommend a good basket muzzle. The reason I like these is with it on, and he could wear it for several hours at a time, he can drink water, so the whole thing could get submerged into a water bowl and he could drink water. Now Poppy's never had one on, so I find it interesting that she's willing to put her face in there, which will be about the muzzle conditioning we're talking about in a minute. Forgot where I was, Pop. Oh, they can drink water, and I could put treats through here, and, the strap's in your way, baby. Put treats in there, and she's willing to stick her face in to get the treat. That's a food-motivated dog for you. Good muzzle, yes. So basket muzzle is our preferred for the long term. When we're training a human aggressive dog, we often begin with these Jafco muzzles. J-A-F-F-C-O is the brand. You won't find them in PetSmart. You won't find them in most local retailers. You can order them online. They come in a variety of different sizes, and we'll talk about sizing in a second. They have little holes here for breathing. See all the little holes? but no food can fit through there and no fingers can fit through here. Whereas in this one, if I'm out and I have kids or people who aren't really paying attention, fingers can still fit through these and create some problems if you have a human aggressive dog. When you're looking at the Javco, take a look at the different, they come in different plastic types, but I want you to see, and this one's for a huge dog. The black is super hard. It's very hard to squeeze. These are much softer and much more pliable. The difference, the tricky part about these is there is only one strap that goes behind the head. So again, this is too big for Poppy, but I'm going to use her as an example anyway. But the strap goes behind their neck. You would have to cinch it up really tight. And so again, this is too big for her because this is hitting her line of sight. You would have to cinch it up really tight so that they can't get it off. But because of these holes, it's much less likely they'll get a paw in there and start trying to squeeze it off their face. With these, you actually run their regular leash through this strap. So their regular collar. So this would be configured where her collar is attached. This goes on. This straps behind her. Poppy, you're accepting this super well. And then this part comes over the snout, over the top of the head, and clips back to itself. So that makes it much less likely that she can pull it off. With the fit, you want to make sure the top of it is not affecting their line of sight, not affecting their vision at all. They want enough room that they can't open their mouth, but the length, so she's got a short little squatty nose, you want to make sure this part is not going to be pressed up against her nose in this way. Learberg.com has a great measuring system that will explain how to do that as well. So she accepted that a whole lot better than I thought. A lot of dogs absolutely hate something on their face. So this whole notion of trying to condition them to be ready to wear it takes a little time. It might take you a couple of weeks. And understand that if they resist wearing it, it's going to take potentially even longer, and you may have to correct them for trying to take it off. So what I do initially is a handful of food. So again, highly food motivated dog. And I start feeding them their normal meals. This is how they're going to earn kibble for the next several days until I can get this on the face, clipped up sufficiently tight, and she starts to wear it around for a few minutes at a time, and then we'll progress to a few hours and then throughout the day. But what you're going to do, excuse me, miss, you've had your supper already, right? Food in the hand. Put the basket over the top of it. So I'm holding the food in there. Leave it. Leave it. Come on. Making videos is not my thing. Anyway, food in there, basket. She puts her face in to eat the food. I say muzzle. She gets all the kibble out of there, or the treats. Good muzzle. Muzzle comes off. Okay, good. We're going to reload. This makes her happy. Let's try to over here. Muzzle. Good. And so fast forward a couple of days, then you start working on getting the strap on, getting everything clipped up. You then undo it. So I really call this interval training, where it's just everything gets clipped on, everything gets clipped off almost instantly. And then again, we work up to a few minutes, and over time we build longer and longer duration, just like we do with everything else. You can't expect them to have it on for an hour if they can't wear it for 5 minutes. So the conditioning piece of this is critical before you try to go out into the real world. If Poppy were not so food motivated and wanting just little pieces of kibble out of here, one thing that we do, and Allison just showed a piece of, just toss that over here, nice, is cheese. The stickier, the better. So get a piece of sliced cheese. You're going to put it down in the basket, right? So some people actually make this a little bowl. So they put the cheese down in there, put some kibble down in there. Dog puts the face in and spends a longer time trying to eat the cheese. You made short order of that. You made sure.
Is it gone already?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the point is, they are having their face in this foreign object, and they're also getting a high value reward of some sort. And so it just gets them more and more acclimated to this foreign entity being on their face. We'll then spend some time getting it cinched up. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on her since she's tolerating it so well. But remember, when you're doing this at home, it might take you several days, multiple attempts to do this. Once you get it on, if she were to start resisting this, you're going to have to tell her no. Come take a look at her face. Oh, I'll turn her around. Turn around, Pop. Some dogs will come and try to actually paw and get this off, and so they'll get really frenzied, really panicked about this whole process. We had a dog last week that got a dew claw stuck in there, and so it broke off, and he was bleeding from just the panic of trying to get this off the first time we clipped it. So there she goes. She's like, I don't understand this, which is why you want that first interval to be so short that she learns, wait a second, that she learns it's gonna come off. We're not just leaving her in this funky state. Good. And then you reward her again. But know that some dogs are gonna panic and flail, and you might have to correct them. So what we often do is, once they have it on, we'll start moving with them. So if their feet are going and their brain's distracted by the work we're asking them to do, they often forget about this. But if she were panicking, I'm basically going to use my leash pressure, the same pressure and release techniques we use for everything else, to just lift straight up. I'm not trying to hoist her off the ground, but imagine her panicking. We're going to lift up until she calms down a bit, and then I'm going to release that pressure again, and we're going to try to walk again. But again, interval training, very short, on, off, reward, on, off, reward, and build duration over the course of the next couple of weeks. So, in the link that we put this on for YouTube, I will post a couple of other videos that you can watch with some other trainers who are demonstrating similar things, so you can see how multiple dogs will respond to this. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.